I am the factory. I'm old, very old. I've seen a lot of change over the years. I've seen things. I've witnessed intense moments of joy, but also of sadness. But I have always had hope. With you by my side, nothing bad can happen to me. Without you, I'm nothing. My story is also your story. Together, we represent the working world, the men and women who create a country's wealth. In the beginning, it was difficult. I remember a time when I was, more often than not, hell on earth for you. Miserable wages and endless working hours in difficult conditions. You risked your health and safety for me. That's because those at the top didn't appreciate your worth, and yet you could always be relied on. Every day you answered the call. It has to be said, for many of you, I was your life. Even today, you should know that you are my life too. The heart that beats within me is you. And then I heard you in my workshops, in my changing rooms, in the canteen, talking amongst yourselves. First, it was just to help a co-worker in need, to save him from his sad fate. You were outraged by injustice and refused to be exploited. Little by little, you organized yourselves in order to find solutions and to build true solidarity. That is where your true strength lies. But after the rain comes sun. How I understand that sentiment. It is so true. After years of suffering, I saw the sunshine from within me. We had bright days when activists stood up and spoke out, when the bravest of you dared to walk into the boss's office and tell him that things were unacceptable. When you demanded to be heard and respected, when you fought for the community, for everyone's well-being, including my own. We have had some happy years. The more you organized yourselves, the more numerous you became, and the more you won your battles and obtained new rights. You even managed to win rights that up until then we had thought were unattainable. But this was not without suffering or sacrifice. Some of you lost your lives, but your determination has paid off. And then the world began to change, faster and faster. New techniques and new machines, but not for you, for productivity. Beautiful, brand new machines. Some of them made your life easier, but this wasn't always easy for you. But in the end, the machines allowed you to preserve your health. That is no small matter, except it never stops. The others think that you're too expensive and the machines do the jobs just as well as you do. They're wrong. Like rats, they're looking for solutions where those who produce the wealth cost as little as possible. It's ironic, isn't it? Without a second thought, without any remorse, they abandon us and let history repeat itself elsewhere, in other countries. But I know that they are wrong. I know that they will not get very far without you, your expertise and your commitment. You have negotiated with them well and proved yourselves creative when coming up with solutions, but they refuse to listen. A decent salary is the bare minimum, isn't it? But you won't just give up. Not today, not ever. You will fight till the bitter end. You take to the streets, or you block my doors when you need to. When negotiations fail, you must find other ways of making your voices heard. Hostile governments, globalization, and rampant capitalism. We have our enemies, but you never admit defeat. Sometimes when things go wrong, I lose hope. I feel alone, and lifeless for days, weeks, or even months on end. But my hope is always renewed, because this story, like I told you, is my story, but it is also your story. And you never give up.